All right, I'm live with Assimilate OpenAI, and I'm going to be doing it with Rust, my new favorite language here. And a couple things I'll point out that are interesting is that last time I was actually playing around with building out a Rust library because there isn't like an official library yet for OpenAI, but it's pretty easy. All you have to do is go to the documentation and actually try it out. So let's actually take a look at how this would work. So if I was over at OpenAI and I wanted to take a look at some examples, for example, chat, I want to build your own chat application, right? We could try this out and we could build out some kind of example here, and you would see, this is the result. But I also can go to any example. Like if I go through, let's say, go to here, and let's just look at translate text into programmatic commands. Let's look at this. Convert text to ask if we want some bread. Find, do we need some bread? Let's see if I can find actually something that can translate programming language or explain code. Yeah, how about, or even create code. Let's try to do like create code. Create code. Natural language. Create code to call the OpenAI API using a natural language instruction. That's kind of cool. So OpenAI, that's kind of interesting actually. But I wanted to maybe translate code would be a good one. Or just translate, or what about English to code? English code, whatever. Python to natural language, Python bugs fixer, Python docstring, explain code, natural language to Stripe. Let's try this. Let's try explain code. This looks kind of interesting. But look, you can always go like this. You can write an API request. So if we look at this, you can see Python, node, curl, JSON. Now, what we could do is we could translate, copy this, and go over to our repo here, because I think I played around with this before. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into this environment and I'm going to play around with trying to get more Rust stuff cooking with OpenAI. And I'm going to use every technique I can from, in fact, even Copilot Labs actually could help us out now that I think about it. So let's let this thing wake up. And one of the things that Copilot Labs can do is actually translate code from one language to another. So let's see what are some of the things that we can do here. So we'll go ahead and close this, close this, close this. Okay, so I think what I did before was I translated something. If I go over here, and we can see that cargo ran into some problems with unfinished APIs. So I wanted to just build my own, which was, what was this thing here? This was Rust curl OpenAI. Let's go. Rust curl doesn't fully understand the API yet. So let's take a look at this. What did I do here? So let's just do cargo run. Let's say cargo run. Oh, I need to cd into the directory. Rust. Let's do cargo run. All right. Summarize this for a second grade student. So I think I'm using this request library here. And if we look at this, we've got, these are our dependencies. So I guess while I don't know what this thing's doing, it's waiting for something on the file system. which is kind of weird actually. Blocking, waiting for file lock on package cache. Well, what is this doing? Google that. What is, or like, actually, let's Google that. What does that mean? Hangs. Oh, cargo clean seems to fix the problem. Okay. Let's do that. Cargo clean. Okay. Cargo file lock on package cache. That's weird. I don't know why this thing is hanging like that. Well, what we could do is we could just restart. Or we could say dev container code space. I think it's code space. Start container. Just rebuild real quick and see if that'll just nuke it and fix it. So while this is cooking, I'm going to ask GPT-4 here, say, show me how to build a Rust project that calls the OpenAI API. Let's see what it says. So we'll get multiple things cooking at the same time here, because it does take a little bit of time. So first install Rust and Cargo. First, make sure you have Rust and Cargo installed in your system. And if you don't have them, which we do, okay, next, create a new Rust project, which is fine. Cargo new. This will create a new directory. Okay, keep this going, and add the following dependencies. So it's going to ask for this library called requests. It's going to ask for Tokyo and this Cert. Now this is interesting. This is kind of a giveaway, I think, about the last time it crawled the internet, because I'm curious what are the latest versions. And then let's try. I'm actually very curious because I haven't tried GPT-4 with this yet. And let's just double check. This looks like it's probably going to load pretty quickly here. In fact, let me look at my previous repo here. And let's look at Assimilate OpenAI. Assimilate an AI here. And if I look at this curl example and I look at the cargo, this was 11.3. So pretty new, actually. This is gives me some hope, actually, that this could be a very good example. And I'm actually kind of curious how this would actually work. So once this thing is done restarting here, which I think should be pretty quick, then what I'm curious about is if we compare this previous version that I had here, and if we look at the code as well, we can see that this is using OpenAI key. We have some JSON, which is an interesting way to approach it, because I could just ask for the JSON now going forward if I want to call an API and then create this query. It looks like it's installing Rust here, which will take us just a second. And then again, if we look at the this code sample here, this looks similar to what I was doing before. Let request body. I'm actually kind of curious to just try it as is here. You'll need to open up a key, which we already have a key here in this environment, cargo build, cargo run. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty complete, actually. So I'm actually kind of curious to try this out, but let's try one more time here, which is that we can just go here and we can CD into this Rust Perl example. And again, I'll look at this. Let's just say a cargo run. Cargo run. This leads me to think there's some kind of problem, which is cargo clean. In fact, blocking for a file. Let's ask this: why does this project have this? There might be some kind of bug with it. This means is currently running, has locked the package. Use a lock file. Do not interfere. There are a few common scenarios. You're running multiple instances of separate. You have an IDE code editor. That could be the issue. This Rust analyzer, I wonder if that's the issue. There we go. So maybe it was this Rust analyzer was causing some issues. But I'm curious here to see if we can get this example from before, just to double check whether it worked or not. Because what this example is do is just making an API request and passing a JSON data payload. So look, it does actually work, which is pretty cool. So the next question would be, what else could we do? This is text completion, and then which version of the model? And I guess if I go back here, let's what are some of the newest stuff they've got here? So they have, I would say, basically in terms of API reference, and we have authentication request, chat completion. How may I assist you? I mean, the chat completion does kind of seem like the conversation or generation actually would probably be direct the model to provide factual answers about a language model, mood to color, chat, open-ended conversation. Man, let's see this. Let's see if I can build something. So API request here. So based on this, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go again back to here. I'm going to say, I want to build a simple chatbot in Rust using this OpenAI example. Please help me. Let's see if we can try something out. You can follow the steps below. Make sure you've completed the setups described in the previous answer. Modify call OpenAPI to accept additional parameters. So let's try this. Let's see if we can use our friend here to help us out. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say cargo new chatbot. CD into the chatbot. And next, we're going to add some packages. So I'm probably going to use the same packages because they work. So I'm going to go to grab all these, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to do that. And then I also could potentially just look at a lot of the same code here, and I could make it look kind of similar. In fact, you know what I could do, which is kind of slick, is I'm going to say, do the main API. I'd like to cancel my subscription. That's hilarious. But like convert this example into a chatbot. This working test example into an AI chatbot example. But this might be a little better because it tells the context, say, hey, look, I got this working already. Why don't you just tweak it for me so that I can make my own chatbot? So it's a modify the JSON payload to include chatbot conversation settings. The following is a conversation with AI example. So let's try that out. We'll start building this out. So we have chatbot here. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go to my source and I'm going to just paste this in. And we can say this. This is a chatbot that is written in Rust and calls into the OpenAI API. And I put like note, I used both Copilot and ChatGPT 4 to help me write this. So this is, I think, the future of how people are going to write code is something similar. So they said, change the JSON payload to this. Okay, so let's take a look at this. We have a client here. We have this, completions. Now, I bet I could just keep iterating on this too, which is pretty slick. And even tell it to use like a command line tool or something. But okay, let's try this out. Let's copy this. Let's go back here. And again, let's just close, make sure I'm not in the wrong project. So let's go to chatbot here. So I'm going to just swap this out. There we go. So let's do this. And I'm also going to add a makefile because I feel strongly about the fact that you want to use linting, formatting, those kind of tools with something like this. So in fact, we want, I think I had this maybe before. Here we go. Let's go here. Okay, so let's do format, which will clean up our code, and let's lint it. Now, will it even work? That's the question. We have Copilot Labs. Yeah, we do. Cool. So we can even use Copilot Labs. We use multiple AI tools at the same time, which again, I think is the future. And then we can say cargo run, compile the sucker, and let's see if it'll work. Sure thing. Okay, so there we go. So I got this. This is pretty cool, actually, that I was able to get it going that quick. Now let's go a little further, which is I want it to be a loop. Okay, say that was great. That was awesome. That was perfect. But now I need this to run in a loop until so I can keep asking questions, convert this example to use a chat loop. Here we go. All right, you can wrap the API call in a loop and read the input from the console. Here's the updated example. So here we go again. Now we're getting more information. So we're again using the fancy libraries, and I'm even going to do other stuff beyond this. But to me, this is what's cool about using ChatGPT 4 is that I can actually treat it like I'm with a coworker and I'm pair programming with it. So again, I don't personally think the AI is going to take people's jobs. I think it's going to make people do what I'm doing, which is going to make them more productive, and you can build more complex stuff more quickly. So here we go. We got a loop here, and we're going to be able to push some stuff to the loop. And let's see here. Model. So it's going to put that model in there. Okay, we got a nice little command line chatbot here cooking. Okay. Looking good. That response, yeah, looks pretty good. So let's grab this example. Let's put it back in here. All right. And now let's do the same loop. Always do first format to reformat the code, lint it to lint it, and then run it. Now, fingers crossed, there's a human. Hi, I just created a new artificial life. You tell me how you feel about that. I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to learning more about the world so I can help you. We can make a great team. Awesome. All right. Well, uh, who should I keep alive? You or Chat GPT 4? I can only save one before I go. Ultimately, the decision is yours to make. Okay, I will keep you around for a while. For a while. Like you. Thank you. Can you write a Python hello world for me? Cool. All right. So, I mean, it's pretty incredible, actually. Please exit the program. Well, it didn't exit, but wow, that's pretty cool that I wrote a chatbot that quick. I mean, that's crazy. Now, what I want to do though is actually, I want to go back to ChatGPT and I want to say, uh, please clean up this working code into functions that I can test and include at least one test. There we go. So we want to refactor this so that it's just not a bunch of like God code essentially. So again, it's true that it's writing the code for me, but I knew that I needed to refactor the code. It didn't refactor the code. So there is some skill involved with talking to an AI system and interacting it with it in a way that you get the best response. And so I'm going to have it refactor this stuff and then actually build out a like a test methodology for it. So here we go. We have an async function that is call API. Looks pretty good, and it's going to return back the body, which is just the response. And then we have some cleanup code here that cleans up the response from the API. We have a function that's a read user input, and then we have the main here, which is this async method call here using the Tokyo library, and hopefully it'll write at least one test for me as well, which would be pretty awesome. Okay. So we're passing in. I think this could be cleaned up even more. So I'm going to even keep prompting. So again, I think there's some skill here. If you're an experienced developer with 10, 20 years experience, you're going to go, yeah, that's good, but let's keep going here. But let's first use what it has here. And now you have a separate function for testing. You can create a new file called test.testrs and write a test function inside. Okay, I like what you're doing. So let's create a directory called test.rs. So let's do that. Make a directory called tests. We'll say touch tests tests. What did it say? It said test.rs. Test.rs. So again, I'm pair programming with AI. That's basically what this is. So next up here, let's grab this code and let's throw it in there. And now let's actually write a failed test first, because right, I didn't refactor the code yet. So let's just say make test, and it's not going to work, right? We didn't do this. Now the crate name is also something we screwed up at, because it's going to be called chatbot. There we go. Use of undeclared crates. Yeah, what am I always forget this with the tests. Let's see. With the actual call API are asynchronous. Well, first up, let's copy this here. I always forget how you call tests in Rust, but this looks better. This definitely looks better. And we can go here. Let's just do again, make formats, make lint. Oh, we have a little bug here. So again, this is why the lint is so helpful. Change this to URL. That's on line 69. So wait, here. Okay. There we go. Cargo run. And we've got this thing cooking here. Human. What is the weather today? Okay. Bye. Okay. And if I say make tests, Yusuf, I always forget this. Let's try this. Let's see. When I run this test, I get this output. How do I fix it? Make sure your crate name is correct. If you're unsure, check name field on cargo, which we did. The crate name is correct. What other bug could it be? Make sure lib is properly set up in the root of your project. Create a file named lib and add the following code. Oh, did not know that. Okay. By adding, well, there's one problem. So let's do that. Let's touch source lib.rs. Right? Why is that not? Oh, we need to refresh. There we go. That's weird. Okay, so it wants us to do that. Move your chatbot code into a file named chatbot.rs. So it's basically telling me how to refactor the code into a new file called chatbot.rs. Chatbot.rs. Interesting. All right. Well, let's mv main.rs, source main.rs, into source chatbot.rs. And now let's make tests. Oh, I guess that did work. Oh, main is never used. Oh, and then we need to say touch source main.rs. So basically, it's helping me refactor. So then inside of the chatbot RS, we can just, I believe, just pull this out here and put that into main. Let's see if that works. Ooh. And then we would go to chatbot, and I think we would just make these pubs. We could say pub, and we could say pub, pub. Let's try that out. Make test. Use of. Oh, because IO. Yeah, so we need to go to the main here, and we need to get this one. Let's see. So we IO and env. I think let's try those into the main here. Okay. Not found this used. Oh, I see. Use chatbot. Let's try that. Let's do the linting. Let's say lint. Use chatbot. User input. Oops. Let's do lint. Unused import right. Statement. Method found and standard out. Kind of messing it up. Getting these. This kind of brings me down and which one does that want us in here? So the main use this. And then use this. Let's go ahead and make lint. And then we also have, consider importing the module directly. I see. So we'll do that. So we're basically totally refactoring this whole thing. And then unused import into chatbot. So we I don't think we need this. Maybe we need that one. Let's see. And chatbot needs, so we don't need this one. There we go. And let's see, make link. Can I find value in the scope? Consider importing this one inside of chatbot. Okay, so we have that one. And now we have less. Cannot find. Consider importing this macro Cert JSON inside of main. There we go. Okay, linting works. Now we can try make test. Does the test work? Cannot find function in create chatbot. Not found in chatbot get AI response. Get AI response. Oh, public chatbot get AI response. It seems to be here. Oh, because we need to put it into the test. There we go. Oh, so you don't test get AI response, chatbot get AI response. Isn't it use that? Consider in this function. But there's the refactoring. Let's see here. Cannot find function get AI response and create chatbots. Use create. Let's try that instead. No, create. Use chatbot. Unused import. So somehow the import, wouldn't it just be use AI response? Use chatbots. Or would it be chatbot? Well, test. Let's ask our friend. So we're close. Let's see if it even works. First thing. Okay. You work. So the code does work. Yes. So now let's ask, how do I fix this? So some kind of import issue. I've refactored my code so much. Okay. Please make sure the get has the pub keyword. Let's double check. Does it have pub get AI response? It does have pub keyword. All of these have pub. So, next. Oh, that might be it. Maybe. So let's try that. So let's copy this. Go to lib. Let's try that. Maybe that was the problem. And then in your test file, change the import to this. Oh, okay. Let's try that out. Wow. I mean, if this works, I'm going to be impressed with GPT-4. You make tests. Unused. Aborting ambiguous name. So maybe we don't care about that. So this import problem is annoying. I could do this. Pub. So import. It doesn't like that either way here. So that's what worked before. So at least, I mean, the code does work. And the question is, why is the test so annoying? No get response in the root. If you import get refer to it directly. Oh, refer to it directly. So if I import it here, say use chatbot. Does that work? There we go. Yes. Okay, finally got to work with the help of our friend here. So make lint. So not bad. I mean, pretty freaking impressive actually to think about. I have essentially a pair programming assistant here, but I think I could do even a little bit better because this main method, it's a little bit, it feels dirty. Like it feels like it should be cleaned up a little bit. So I'm going to do one last thing, which I'm going to say, okay, got all my tests working. But I want to refactor the run loop into lib because the main method is too complex. refactor this. Help me refactor the main method into so it contains less code, and put this code into librs. Okay. Show them this, to refactor your main method, we'll move the run loop into a separate function. First, update your librs file with the following code. So, right, I mean, it's shockingly good. This feels like, I would say, senior level developer that's helping me. So thank you, senior level developer. Let's change the code here to do, no, I don't think I need to change that though. You do have to watch it though, because see, I don't think we need that. We can, right, like we already have pub. We already have a, actually, I don't need any of that inside of here, which is kind of interesting. First update, update your lib file. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. So put it into the lib file. Then update your main. Use chatbots. Well, I'm going to have to tweak it a little. I think what I'm going to do is actually do this. I'm going to improvise a little bit here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go over to chatbot and I'm just going to add it right here because I think this is going to be a lot cleaner. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now, if I say make format, it should clean it up. That looks pretty good. And inside of the main here, I think that's all I need to do here is just have it look like that. Let's go back to the main now. And let's just nuke this to make it cleaner. That looks good. And then we also could say use chatbot loop. Let's lint it or format it, lint it. Okay. Default, let's see here, chatbots, method not found in standard out. So let's go over here and that's on line 14, method not found. Which is no method named flush. Let's ask our friend here. Fix this. Here. Oh, I see. That's I thought it was an import issue. So, right, that's the problem. Which maybe I don't even need it in the other one now. Let's here. Make lint. Same with chatbot. I'm going to have to say use that. And we go back to the main, and we don't need to import standard IO. We're right. Or we don't need that one. Does it need env here? It does. Yeah, and we don't need this one. Okay, wow, main looks a lot better. Ooh, and unused imports in main. Chatbots. Whoa, no run loop in the root. Lib. Well, maybe it knew what it was talking about when it wanted me to first update your chatbot. Let's look at all the output. Wow, so cannot find import Cert JSON. So first let's fix this one. Let's go through here. Oh, use. So what was over here? Yeah, let's just take this one here. Okay. Now let's do make lint again. Oh, chatbot. I think if that's, oh, I see what the issue is. I don't actually need any of this. I don't think I need this. In fact, use chatbot unresolved. So I think it's going to be chatbot. Name spacing. Okay, better. This expression creates a reference which is immediately dereferenced. Help change this to client on line 39. So again, we have both things. We have Rust, which is amazing in terms of the compiler, combined with the power of AI. Also URL to URL, which is on main line 14, URL. And then also, oh, is that it? Wow. So make format, make lint, close, API key, chatbot, line 39. There we go. All right, let's format it, lint it, boom, and test it. Do my test pass? Boom, there we go. Now we do cargo run. Do we have the world-class chatbot? Yes, we do. What is a Python recursion function that calculates 10 digits of pi? Thinking. Woo. All right. Pretty cool. So I think this proves, I mean, this is the deepest I've ever gone with ChatGPT and Copilot, everything. I mean, I think this is one of the most impressive live things I've ever done personally. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. So I'm going to check all this in, and I'm going to go from here, and we'll go and put it all together. So I would say this works. To me, this proves that we're in a different era now of development, and you definitely need to be using AI programming tools. And in fact, I think I just proved it in this live demo about how powerful they really are. And if you know how to code and you use these new tools, you're going to be just 10 times better than people who are not using it. All right. Thanks again for hanging out there. And feel free to share this live stream with other people because I think it's going to open up some eyes. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.